I love Pikmin. So, what is Pikmin? To the uninitiated, Pikmin may seem like a stupid concept. One little tiny itty bitty astronaut going around looking for pieces of his minuscule, unimportant ship? Well, fuck you if you're thinking that. I think that Pikmin is a game that just gets better and better with each succeeding sequel. The first one giving a lonely, almost horror game like feel, the second one showing off cooperation, and the third one basically just taking the second one and improving it in every way. But, enough of me, let's get into the game.
Alright, Pikmin, a 2001 Nintendo GameCube game. This game centers around a tiny little itty bitty inch tall astronaut named Olimar who crashes onto Earth and utilizes three different types of Pikmin. Tiny creatures. Red ones, which are stronger and immune to fire. Yellow ones, who are kind of middle of the road fighters but can be thrown higher and pick up bomb rocks. And blue ones, who are the weakest but can go through water to boot. But wait, you may be saying, didn't I miss something? Aren't the yellows immune to electricity? Well, this is the first game where they weren't immune to electricity. That was the second game. But enough about the sequels. Let's get into this game. So, Pikmin has no voice acting, so you better like text because there's a lot of it. All of Pikmin's all 30 pieces of your ship in 30 days, 5 of those pieces being optional. So if you're slow, you can get about a piece a day and, still beat the game in relative and at relative speed. But if you're a speedrunner, you could probably beat the game within just like 10 days if you're fast enough. But you have to be a great multitasker. You have to know where all the enemies are. You probably have to play this game a lot before you can become that good. The mechanics of Pikmin are that you can use the B button to call your Pikmin to you. You can use the A button to throw your Pikmin to attack enemies or grab items. And you use the C stick to move all your Pikmin as one unit. It's very militaristic-like, and there's a lot of multitasking involved when you're going to play this game. You use these onions, which are kind of like home bases, where you can either store your Pikmin inside of them, or they can also produce Pikmin if you bring back items and put them in there. The game overall is very survival horror-esque. You're one man stuck on an alien planet who is about to be murdered by a bunch of aliens. Right off the bat, this almost sounds like it could be a Dead Space game. But, for the kids. Every time you get a piece to your ship over the course of 30 days, you get either new capabilities, you can fly to new places, and overall your ship becomes more repaired. Once you get all 30 pieces, or at least 25 by the end of 30 days, you can go home. And sometimes you can go home days before you're supposed to. But if you don't get all 30 pieces before 30 days, you die. Well, you don't really die. There's an ending where Olimar, and spoiler warning here, there are three possible endings technically. If you get all 30 pieces and leave, you get the best ending. If you get 25 pieces, the minimum, and leave, you get the, medium ending. And if you do not get at least 25 pieces before the end of 30 days, your ship explodes and you fall back to Earth and become a Pikmin. But you're still a Hokotan, which is the race that Olimar is. At least I think in this game. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, all of this seems very complicated at first, like trying to collect all these pieces and trying to manage all these Pikmin. It seems kind of complicated, and it is. It's kind of like an RTS game almost. But all of this is explained to you beautifully in the very first day, in the very first level. How to get new Pikmin, how to use Pikmin, how to get pieces of your ship. The only thing that's not explained to you is enemies, which can be taken out in a multitude of ways. If it's a smaller enemy, you can just throw a Pikmin onto its back. If it's something bigger, you can try to rush it or throw a bunch of Pikmin onto its eyes and take them out. Certain enemies need to be taken out in certain ways, using certain types of Pikmin or certain items like bomb rocks, which are basically bombs that only yellow ones can carry. There's a lot to this game, and there's many ways to complete it. You can get certain pieces or you can ignore certain pieces. It all depends on how you want to play. New areas, enemies, and most especially Pikmin are unlocked as you progress through the game, and you do get rewards for actively trying to beat the game. Of course, with any game, you get rewards for actively trying to beat the game. But in this game, I really felt like it was a great journey. I enjoyed every second of it. And I think that the other sequels got even better, but I don't think anything will really recapture how good the original was with its almost horror game like aspect, but being for kids. This game controls like a dream. The GameCube controller, in my opinion, is one of the most perfect controllers of all time, if not the most perfect controller of all time. And I just love this game's control. Many people say that the Wii version is better, but I guess just the sense of like pointing and clicking where you want, yeah, I guess it can be better, but you just can't beat a GameCube controller in my mind. Actually, what's weird is that this is the only Pikmin game about survival. In every other Pikmin game, they always choose to come back to the planet. In Pikmin 2, Olimar and his partner Louie come back for purely profit. And in Pikmin 3, three new members, Charlie, Alf, and Brittany, come back to Earth. Well, not come back to, but go to Earth actively to search for food for their planet. And this is the only one where Olimar got stranded here and was just trying to escape. But, I guess they couldn't do the exact same plot over and over again, which is what I like. I like that Pikmin actively tried to change the plot each time. Not to mention, each succeeding sequel changed up the graphics, making them better, making the gameplay smoother, adding new types of Pikmin, like my personal favorite, the purple ones, which are slow as all hell but can do tons of damage and do a giant slam onto the ground to take out enemies instantly. Pikmin and all of its other games in the franchise are just games that need to be played by everybody. Whether you like video games or not, I just believe this is something that everyone needs to experience at least once in their life. You probably already guessed my rating. If I did ratings, it would be 10 out of 10. StarCraft, you can eat your heart out.